Hi guys and welcome back to another episode of Mystery Month. If you're enjoying this series, please like, comment and subscribe for more. If you missed yesterday's video, there will be a link to it in the description below. Today's case is the murders of the Oklahoma Girl Scouts. On the morning of June 13, 1977, Michelle, Lori and Doris, aged between 8 and 10, were sexually abused and murdered. They were all Girl Scouts and June 13 was the first day of their expedition camp at Camp Scott. This camp was located in Lotus Grove and has been open since 1928 for Girl Scouts to come and explore. 2 months before the Girl Scouts came, one of the tents at Camp Scott was ransacked and they stole some donuts and left the empty donut box with a note inside reading, "3 girls on the camp will be murdered." This note was thought to be a prank and so was dismissed. On June 12, 1977, the girls got on the bus and went over to Camp Scott for their 2 weeks stay. The 3 girls shared tent 8. This tent was the most remote out of the whole groups and you couldn't see the tent from the counselor's tent. Just after midnight, one of the camp counselors, Carla, was woken by a loud noise. She said it was between a frog and a bullhorn and was a low guttural sound. She woke another counselor to see if she had heard it, but she hadn't. The day before this, the counselors had seen some strange men walking past which alarmed them and so Carla decided to go and check the camp out. She didn't notice anything strange and so went back to bed. Apparently when she shone the light on the tents, the noise stopped. Other campers reported being woken in the night by an orange light. In the morning, Carla was on her way to the showers, when she noticed the bodies of the 3 girls on the side of the trail, 150 yards from their tent. With the girls, they saw tape, a rope, a gag, and an orange flashlight. By 7:30 a.m. on June 13, police arrived at the scene and the investigation into the murders began. By 10 a.m. the same day, Camp Scott was evacuated and closed down and has never been reopened since. From the investigation, it was determined that Lori and Michelle had been struck and killed inside their tent and that Doris had been taken into the woods before she was murdered. Lori and Michelle died of blunt force trauma, whereas Doris died from asphyxiation. All tape and cord was removed from the bodies after the murder and before they were found. It appeared as though Doris and Lori had been sexually abused. On the wooden floor of the tent, it seems as though the murderer tried to clean up the evidence with a mattress and towels, stuffing the evidence into sleeping bags. Military boot footprints were found inside of tent and it was also discovered that the same person broke into the counselor's tent, where they stole her purse and some glasses. Not far from Camp Scott, they found some other evidence relating to the girls which included tape, a bag which was similar to the one wrapped around the flashlight. They also found 2 photos of women and some glasses which could have been the ones stole from the counselor. The one major suspect in this case was Jean Leroy Hart. He was the only suspect in the case and had been at large since 1973 after escaping from the Mays County Jail. He had been convicted of kidnapping and raping 2 pregnant women as well as 4 counts of first-degree burglary. Hart was raised about a mile from Camp Scott. He was arrested within a year at the home of a Cherokee medicine man. He was represented by Garvin A. Isaacs, a local Oklahoma attorney. He was tried in March 1979. Although the local sheriff pronounced himself 1000% certain that Hart was guilty, a local jury found him not guilty. As a previously convicted rapist and jail escapee, he was sentenced to 308 years in jail. There were some inconsistencies in the case. The first is that Jean had previously had a penectomy, so his friends and family said that it couldn't have been him as he was unable to produce semen and so it wasn't his sperm that they found. On June 4, 1979, Hart collapsed from a heart attack and died after about an hour of lifting weights and jogging in the prison exercise yard. After he died, the autopsy showed that his penectomy was unsuccessful and so he was still able to produce sperm, meaning it is still possible that he was guilty. In 1989, DNA testing was done and proved that at the time 3 of the 5 probes matched Jean's DNA, making the chance he was the killer 1 in 7,700. In 2008, authorities conducted new DNA testing on stains found on a pillowcase, the results of which proved inconclusive because the samples were too deteriorated to obtain a DNA profile. Two of the families later sued the Magic Empire Council and its insurer for $5 million, for negligence. The civil trial included discussion of the threatening note and the fact that Tent 8 was 86 yards from the councillor's tent. Jean was pretty much the only real suspect in the case but found not guilty and later dying of a heart attack. That's all for this case. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for episode 5 tomorrow. Thanks for watching.